Hey, welcome back there. So this has been one day since the last episode on our quest to get into the top 200. You can see our defenses did pretty well. We got up to 3,022 trophies. We're at rank 209 right now, which is pretty good. Do need to just move up just a few more trophies to get into the top 200. We need to get to 3,047, so we need another 25 trophies. We'll go take a look at the defenses. You can see even this first guy, he used scrolls and died, and he still gave me 13 trophies for getting 60%. This one 7, this one 15, and this guy down here 8. So all in all, fairly good amount of trophies on defense. I didn't attack too much at all yesterday. I attacked this person a few times, but he only gives 2 trophies as well. So we'll go in and attack him, show you what I mean. Andri, great, giving me 191,000. 2 trophies. It's fairly easy. It's the opponent we attacked last time. He did actually upgrade one of his waves, though. He put more troops in one of the waves. So he's getting a little bit tougher now. Things that he has pretty decent setup. His waves were too weak. He had a lot of waves that had one paladin in them only, so he completely neglected his waves. I mean, his road setup is pretty bad as well, but you can see we barely beat him now, and that's thanks to the troop level he has and all the advanced towers he has. He has a lot of skull towers, which do pretty good damage, especially to knights if they're all clumped up together. You can see those little knights there probably going to get destroyed. Yeah, most of them are dead. And occasionally I do end up dying up here in this situation because I rush forward too quickly. He has a good setup in towers and troops right at this area. You'll see he has 3 skulls, 2 gargoyles up here, and a big horde of troops most of the time because it's right next to his gate. So if I don't sit back and regenerate some, I definitely can't push forward because I will die. Sometimes, it's very rare that I do die against him, but sometimes if I'm not paying attention to the life or take too much, mortar damage and fire damage, then it does happen. So, I mean, even though he is fairly easy, I still have died to him a couple times. So nothing is a sure thing in this game. Because one little different, like summoning of troops or different, attack style, different use of spell at a different time, it changes up the whole match. So you see we beat him with about 20 some odd seconds. And that's really, really good for this stage of the game. You're always going to be really cutting it close or using scrolls to beat people. So if we can beat him, for 2 trophies, I'll definitely take that all the time. And he also gives a lot of gold as well. See if I can find someone that actually gives out some decent trophies. This one's not bad for 12. It doesn't appear to be too strong. You can typically gauge how strong they are by how many trophies and how many medals they're going to give you. So if these are both really high, there'd be almost no chance in you getting past them. When you're looking for people, you're going to look for people that don't have mortars and pyromancers together. People that don't have those typically don't understand how strong the pyromancer and the mortar are. So it typically means that they're going to be weaker players and they're not going to be as good. Pretty much you want to have at least a couple mortars and a couple pyromancers in your defense at all times. So we can go ahead and attack him. We're going to use scrolls to probably get through it, and we're going to be safe rather than sorry at the end, and we're going to use probably 2 scrolls in this fight. We'll probably use the scroll up in the corner here to kill off the probably firebolt tower right there, and then eventually probably use the scroll up around this area if necessary. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. He has a lot of spikes, which is different. So I'm going to take off my Blade Storm, because Blade Storm is really good against barriers and barricades. It doesn't do too well against spikes. And then he also has a lot of Firebolt cannons, so I want to do Firestorm so I can take out the Firebolt cannons, and then the Sonic Blast for sure. That takes everything out. So we're going to go and attack like this. I guess we're going to use the scroll right in the beginning. Going to hold off on bringing out troops so they don't die. I probably should have stayed in my sword rain for that position over there. But we should be able to get through it no problem up here. Oops. So now I'm going to hold back and wait off for these troops up here to come. Unable to get the Froster. Fortunately, I died there, so we're going to have to resurrect. So even though he was appearing fairly easy, you know, it's very, very high chance of death, as you see there. We probably still will need to use the scroll again. So we're going to go ahead and use it up here. I guess I'd rather be safe than sorry. You can see we have a huge, huge line of troops coming up, which is good. His waves are very, very nice and strong. Do need to pull back from the gate, because if I don't, my hero will die again up there. And every time you die, you have to pay twice the price to resurrect. So it's definitely not worth it to die 2 or 3 times in a battle. It starts off at 9, and then it goes to 18, and then it goes to 36 gems. So that's going to almost push us to where we want to be in the top 200. We did end up using about 25 gems, 28 gems. So we're ranked 203. We need to go up another 11 trophies or so. But see, I don't like wasting 20 some odd gems in a fight, so I'm going to try and find someone else that's a little bit easier, but still gives out a decent amount of trophies. So I'm going to look at my leaderboards, or my favorites. And if I remember correctly, this person wasn't too bad. So we'll go ahead and put in the Blade Storm, since he has a lot of barricades. And the reason I say he's not too bad, in just looking at it, is because he has no mortars and he has no pyromancers, so no splash damage whatsoever up there. To ensure a victory, we'll probably use 1 scroll. If I remember correctly, I think I did beat him without using scrolls, but it was very, very close the very first time I fought him. And I don't remember off the top of my head what his base looks like design-wise and troop-wise. We'll bring out one Pyromancer here to help kill off the Paladins. They'll do burn damage and also cause them to like run around with their heads chopped off. This is where I'll scroll up here to get some time to breathe and heal my hero, because my hero is almost dead, and that's definitely not what I want. So we really haven't had time to actually heal at all. I think now might be the time finally get some rest. He has a good setup. I'll give him that with the towers, because I didn't want to fully pull back and lose my position in the fight and then lose a lot more time. So now I'm fully able to heal. We shouldn't have any issues. I bring out one more Pyromancer. I'll bring out a cannon, and hopefully I'll be able to get up here in time. I should have looked at the clock more. Typically it takes about 50 seconds for units to get to the, the castle gate. So I probably should have just spammed knights, because they're a little bit faster, and they'll actually be able to get up there quicker. So it looks like we're going to have to scroll again, because we only have 20 seconds. And to win, we'll have to actually summon troops. So we had to use another scroll. So we summoned troops. Now we have our cannons right at the gate. And surprisingly, this was a lot harder than we expected. So in the end, we ended up having to waste 20 some odd gems again, close to 30 gems, to get this victory. That should actually push us right into the top 200. But unfortunately, we used a lot of gems. You can see we're down to 88 gems. We'll check here. So we're top 200 right now. So I got, where I wanted to, 3,047 trophies. Did take a lot of gems, a lot more than I was hoping for. Now we'll try and work our way into the top 150. We're not going to really push forward right now. We do have a decent amount of money. We're going to sit back and relax some. Hopefully, I'll be able to use a gold shield soon. Yeah, about 4 days I'll be able to buy a gold shield, help upgrade some things. And so right now we're just going to sit back, and hopefully our defense can hold up at this trophy range and help us gain a little bit of trophies and a little bit of gems. Even if they don't really hold up, if it just stays around the same and keeps us above 3,000, that'd be great, because we can always push forward with attacking. And we will be able to find a couple of people that will be easier to beat. That's going to be my mission right now, is to find people that are a little bit easier, so I don't have to use so many gems to keep pushing up in the leaderboards, because it gets really, really expensive. As you can see, we started with about 140 gems, and now we're down to 88, and I don't have any more gems. So that's going to do it for this episode here. We did crack the top 200, or we're right at the top 200, so hopefully we can get a little bit further in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.